Hey, hello, welcome back to another episode of Dutch Diecast Collector. I have with me two little Herpa, I'm pronouncing it correctly, I hope, indeed, Reapers here, the MQ-9s. Don't know which version this one is here. This is also MQ-9, but I'm not sure if it's A, B, or whatever. There are some differences I noticed, but nothing major. This is a Dutch one. This is the one released by Herpa. And the first thing that I noticed when I saw the Herpa one in the box, I was like, hey, I recognize that stand and I recognize the packaging. So I grabbed my AF1 Reaper, and it's the exact same mold. So it's cool that Herpa spent time now on getting a new product in their line. So they picked AF1 here. This one is an older one. I bought this used back in the days. It has weaponry on it. That's the main reason. And I like the drones for it's a change of environment, let's say. But yeah, I'm curious what Herpa did. It was priced quite okay. It's not bad. So there are some things that are on the instruction on the back. So that's really cool. Now this one is missing a little probe on the front, I noticed. I didn't notice back in the day, so sort of a P-toed. Yeah, I bought this thing for super cheap, so I'm not that worried about it. I think I paid €5 for it. It was in a junk box, let's say. But let's dig into it. By the way, I never follow these things. I need to check this out, I'm curious. But let's see what Herpa did with the mold from AF1, because this is 100% AF1. Or maybe even a joint venture. The box is really nice, at least, but that I'm used to from. And the boxes are unique for each one. There is a NASA one and a United States one, so that's really cool. I have to say the molding nicely, a bit thicker than the one from AF1. I think they did some material choices here. The Reaper itself, now, let me grab my Reaper. Now, because this is an A, of course, it's probably a bit different, but let's straight away dig into details. Here is a fault in the detail. So there is a paint defect and a pre-manufacturing defect in the molding. This is not pretty. Also here in the intake, the lines are not perfect. These are quite costly, by the way. Keep in mind that they're like €65. This prop blade is a bit crooked. So that could have been a little bit better. There's some oil residue on it. The stabilizer on the outer side, I'm pretty sure that's for our Dutch one. This one is stationed, I believe, in Leeuwarden, but I'm not 100% sure anymore. Let me check. Yeah, Leeuwarden. I've seen this one in action even. Yeah, the drone pod and the camera is not movable. The camera detail is also quite poor. The weapon slots are closed up. You cannot use them. But for the rest, it's an identical copy, by the way. It's the exact same thing, at least from what I can see. Yeah. These are the same mold, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But that tells you a little bit. So this is a joint venture between AF1 and, of course, the Herpa company. The stand, I do like what they did. Let me put the Reaper aside. So the stand, they actually spent the time to put the logo on there with the terms on it. Nicely done. The scale, the name of the country not, but the Koninklijke Luchtmacht. So in Dutch they wrote Dutch Air Force. Now, the screw type stand, I have to say AF1 hasn't disappointed me lately, especially the latest releases of the Chinese 6th gen fighters or bombers, let's say. Those were really good. You can watch the reviews, they're quite half a year old now, but I have to say I was not disappointed by those. For some reason, the guy that built that one over there, he glued the stand in place. I'm not sure why he didn't use the bolt that's with the kit. This has a little screw-on bolt, like I'm doing right now, but that happens. The stand is a exact copy, just the print that's a bit nicer and cleaner, so that's a positive. Now we have the P-toed, I think, here. Not sure if that is the P-toed. We'll see in a sec. It's quite thick, a steel rod. Now it would be nice if they show you in the manual where the steel rod is for, but let's see. I think it's that part because there was nothing else they mentioned about a steel pipe. That needs to go somewhere. And also the screw is a bit different on the image. The screw is exactly the same like the old school AF1. So it was a really bolt-in screw and this is like a nut. So that also is again a proof point that for me that's AF1. But feel free to comment if you think it's something different. There's nothing wrong with it, by the way. It's just funny to see that manufacturers are working together lately and making new stuff or buying stuff from each other, which is an absolute plus for me. Now let's get all these parts out. Some are plastic, some of them are metal, I noticed. But very tiny all. Let's get this out of the way. Let's put this in the background. Looks a lot better. Now let's look at fitments. So I believe this is the outer wheel. I'm pretty sure they sit like this. So they're under angle, which good fitment, by the way. Nice big square block. And of course a closed version. This is a metal one. Yeah, this is metal. So that's really nice. And this one is also metal. So it's good that they went a little bit with a little bit of metal mix in there. The wheels are even rotatable. So that's really cool. They rotate in the frame. So those are little details that I'm already a big fan of. Now, of course, fitment is always judgeable, huh? Like, fitment is never perfect, but I have to say, for the quality that I'm used to, and also the angles are quite good. So usually also this part then has to go in afterwards. And of course, when you want to change to a closed wheel setup, which I will, you have to put them, but you can go with wheels open on the stand or with them down, so that's really nice. Those are those fun little details that I like about these models. So the fitment is okay, but it's a bit too loose, let's say. I'm not sure if it should be sticking forward. Oh, it's forward, by the way. I did that wrong, so that's my fault. So this one should be sitting like this. It's not like the other way around that I just did. I need to watch images better. But I have to say, it looks really cool. And especially next to a armed Reaper. Now I'm curious about the pitot that they gave me with it. There is some, I think the fat part needs to be out then, because it's quite skinny in this thing. Is it pretty? No, not at all. I think there's something wrong with me doing this, but you guys can again reply to me and say like, hey Rene, you screwed up badly and you should do that differently, and or whatever you want to say, it's fine. But I have to say it cleans up the model a little bit better to have a nose on it. And it's fun to have the wheels with it, because I didn't have that yet. But for sure, 100%, this is the mold of AF1, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. By the way, on the wheels, I'm curious how that looks. Because the Reaper is quite big. Some people always forget that. I think I have even the rear wheels flipped around for some reason. Let's see if we can change that. Because I have the feeling that it could be not so tippy. It's now tipping onto the rear wing. So this is now that they fold back a little bit more. But there's no left or right on these wheel sets. So you can montage them however you want and they will go on. This was not fitted. Let's see. Let's play around a little bit. Hopefully I can montage a little bit out of the video. As you might notice, I'm not a big fan of super montaging a lot of in the videos. I just want to show you guys everything that's wrong with it or good with it. And I hope you guys appreciate that, or girls. Let's see. The fitment is really poor in the slot, I have to say. It's not bad, but it's also not good. No, that's a lot better, so now it doesn't tip over at least. But I have to say the details are really cool on these little guys. Of course, there's not much detail to a gray blob, but it's still nice. I have to say the camera could have been done a little bit better. Would be cool to have the nose that can open it, but yeah, the engine and everything is all covered. Let's say the watermarks, the deck slides are nice. I'm not 100% sure if it's a water slide. At least it feels like it. And also the little flag colors of Leeuwarden, nicely done, Friesland. Yeah, now do I leave the wheels down or leave the wheels up? I'm gonna leave them down. So the wheels in their low detail. So as you can see, they're like colored in the same color. I would have liked to see a little bit of black on this because of the rubber tires. And the same goes with the front one. It's a lot more boring, which is okay, because at the end of the day, it doesn't need to roll when it's folded in. So the closed details are quite poor, and they are exactly the same as this one. So it would look like this. So not bad, but also they could have done a little bit with it. But then again, the retail is not super bad of these planes, so to keep costs down, it's also fine with me. That's the pitot that fall out. At least I think it's a pitot, I'm not 100% sure. I might need to drill out or clean out the hole a little bit more so that it sits a bit better. But now, at the moment, it fits very poorly, let's say. It's not the greatest fit. Let me push it in a little bit on the wood here. That felt a little bit better. Oh, no, still not. So I'm going to drill out the hole a little bit so that this pack goes in a bit smoother. And see you guys. And there you have it, guys, a pitot installed. So I drilled it out a little bit. It was just too tight to get that metal pack in. And then I put a little bit of second glue on it with metal that will come loose eventually because I didn't degrease it. So it's not permanent that way. But I have to say, not bad for the price. I think they go for around €60 retail, depending a bit on the shop. The only thing I could say that could have been a bit better, the black on the wheels and the finish on my wing here, that could have been a bit better. But for the rest, a nice little model and a good representative of the Dutch or military aviation, that whatever country this one is from. So great job. So thank you for watching again. Please like, share, subscribe. Give a thumbs up if you like this. And hope to see you guys next time in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.